The Strait of Hormuz is 21 miles wide at its narrowest point. Every day, 21 million barrels of oil pass through this choke point. That's 21% of global petroleum consumption, $1.4 billion worth of crude, every single day. For decades, military strategists have warned that this is where World War III could start. On February 13, 2026, they almost got proof. Welcome to Global Warfare TV. This is the complete tactical breakdown of the engagement that brought American and Iranian forces closer to open war than any incident since 1988. 0517 hours local time, eastern approach to the Strait of Hormuz. The USS Porter, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, was escorting a convoy of 3 commercial tankers through the most dangerous waters on Earth. Standard escort formation. The Porter positioned 2 nautical miles ahead of the lead tanker, her AN/SPY, 1 radar, scanning 360 degrees for any threat. The convoy was 12 nautical miles from the narrowest point of the strait when the first contact appeared. 7 fast surface vessels, bearing 035, range 18 nautical miles, speed 45 knots and accelerating. The radar signature was unmistakable: Sina-class fast attack boats, IRGC Navy. According to the after-action report, the Porter's tactical action officer faced an immediate decision. Under the rules of engagement, Iranian military vessels had every right to operate in international waters, but 7 boats moving at attack speed toward an American-escorted convoy was not normal patrol activity. He ordered the ship to general quarters. What would you have done in that moment? Wait for hostile action or prepare for the worst? Comment your answer below. The IRGC boats closed the distance rapidly. At 45 knots, they were covering nearly a mile every minute. At 0523, the Porter's communications officer broadcast a warning on the International Maritime Frequency. Iranian naval vessels, this is United States warship. You are approaching a U.S. Navy escorted convoy. Maintain safe distance. Do not approach within 5 nautical miles. Acknowledge. No response. At 0525, the Iranian boats split into 2 groups. 4 vessels broke left, maneuvering toward the convoy's port flank. 3 vessels continued straight toward the Porter. Classic pincer movement. The Porter's captain, Commander David Morrison, had trained for this exact scenario. He knew the Sina-class boats carried C-802 anti-ship missiles. Range, 120 kilometers. 2 missiles per boat. If all 7 boats launched simultaneously, the convoy would face 14 incoming missiles. The math was brutal. The Porter carried 90 vertical launch cells. She could engage multiple threats, but she was one ship protecting 4 vessels spread across 6 nautical miles of ocean. Something would get through. Morrison made the call that would be debated for months afterward. All stations, weapons tight. Do not fire unless fired upon. But I want firing solutions on every one of those boats. If they launch, I want missiles in the air before their weapons clear the rails. If you're following this tactical analysis, hit that subscribe button. Global Warfare TV goes deeper than anyone else on modern naval combat. At 0528, the lead Iranian boat came within 8 nautical miles. Still no response to radio calls. Morrison ordered a more direct warning. The Porter's forward 5-inch gun elevated toward the approaching vessels. Not aimed at them, but close enough to send a message. The Iranians kept coming. At 0531, something changed. According to signals intelligence later obtained by American analysts, the IRGC boats received a communication from their shore-based command center. The exact content remains classified, but the effect was immediate. The 3 boats approaching the Porter suddenly decelerated. They dropped from 45 knots to 15 knots in less than a minute. The 4 boats flanking the convoy did the same. Then they began to circle. This is a known IRGC harassment tactic. They call it swarming. Stay just outside weapons range. Make aggressive movements. Force the American ship to maintain combat readiness for hours. It's exhausting, it's dangerous, and it's technically legal. For the next 3 hours, 7 Iranian boats circled the convoy like sharks around wounded prey. They darted forward and fell back. They crossed in front of the tankers, forcing them to alter course. They aimed targeting radars at the porter, an act that comes within millimeters of justifying defensive response. Commander Morrison kept his crew at battle stations the entire time. By 0830, the convoy had cleared the strait. The Iranian boats broke off and returned to their base at Bandar Abbas. No shots fired, no missiles launched. But this wasn't over. Support Global Warfare TV by hitting that thumbs up if you want more tactical breakdowns like this. The convoy was 40 nautical miles past the strait when the real attack began. At 0847, the porter's AN/SPY-1 detected a new threat. Not from the surface, from the air. 3 contacts, small, fast, approaching from the northeast at 180 knots. Shad 136 kamikaze drones. The IRGC had launched them from a position 60 miles inland while their boats were conducting the harassment operation. The drones had flown a circuitous route, staying low to avoid early detection. The swarming wasn't just harassment, it was distraction. According to the post-engagement analysis, this represented a significant evolution in Iranian tactics. Use surface vessels to fix American attention and radar resources. Then strike from an unexpected vector. The porter's combat system responded instantly. 3 RIM-162 ESSM missiles launched in rapid succession. The first drone exploded at 4.2 nautical miles. The second drone exploded at 3.1 nautical miles. The third drone evaded. The ESSM's radar seeker lost track when the drone executed a sharp descending turn toward the wavetops, a maneuver that shouldn't have been possible for a Shahed 136. According to technical intelligence, Iran had upgraded its kamikaze drones with a new evasion algorithm, probably based on analysis of previous intercept attempts. The enemy learns. The porter's Phalanx CIWS engaged at 1.2 nautical miles. 2,200 rounds fired in 3.8 seconds. The drone disintegrated 800 meters from the ship. No impact, no casualties, no damage. But 800 meters is close, too close. What's your assessment of the Iranian tactics? Brilliant asymmetric warfare or reckless escalation? Tell me in the comments. Commander Morrison immediately reported the engagement to 5th Fleet headquarters. Within 2 hours, the incident had reached the National Security Council. The United States faced a decision. Iran had launched offensive weapons at an American warship. 3 kamikaze drones, regardless of whether hit, constituted an act of war under international law. The legal justification for retaliation was clear, but the strategic calculus was complicated. Striking Iranian territory would escalate the conflict. It might trigger attacks on Gulf oil infrastructure. It could draw in Iranian proxies across the region. The President Mitchell authorized a limited response. At 14:30 hours local time, 2 F/A-18E Super Hornets from the USS Eisenhower struck the facility from which the drones had launched. 4 GBU-38 precision-guided bombs destroyed the launch site and its support infrastructure. Satellite imagery confirmed the target was eliminated. Iranian casualties were estimated at 12 to 15 personnel. Tehran called it an act of piracy. They filed a formal protest with the United Nations. They did not launch another attack that day. The engagement in the Strait of Hormuz revealed several uncomfortable truths. First, Iranian harassment tactics are more sophisticated than previously assessed. The swarming operation wasn't random aggression. It was the first phase of a coordinated multi-domain attack. Second, Iranian drone technology is evolving faster than American countermeasures. The evasion algorithm that defeated the ESSM wasn't in any intelligence database. It was new. Third, the rules of engagement create a response gap. The porter couldn't fire on the Sina-class boats during the swarming because they hadn't committed a hostile act. By the time hostile action occurred, the drone launch, the attackers were 60 miles inland. The Navy updated its protocols after this incident. Destroyer captains now have broader authority to respond to harassment tactics. Early warning systems for drone threats have been enhanced, and the ESSM's Seeker software received an emergency update to counter the new evasion patterns. But every fix creates a new vulnerability. And somewhere in Tehran, planners are already working on the next tactic. The Strait of Hormuz remains the most contested waterway on Earth. 21 miles wide, $1.4 billion in oil every day. American and Iranian forces operating within visual range of each other. The engagement on April 14th didn't start a war, but it proved that the next one could begin with 3 small drones and a distraction. The question isn't whether Iran will try again. The question is whether American defenses will adapt faster than Iranian tactics evolve. So far, it's a race with no finish line. Stay vigilant, stay informed. I'll see you in the next one.